Ready, steady. Apparently we're dual casting, but I have to listen to the thing because I don't know if we'll be able to hear you very well. Talk. Can't hear you. Put your mute off mic. Your
I
mute.
find my microphone.
Can't hear you. Did you do? I just said put your mute off mic.
I am mic. I am talking.
I just said put your mute off mic. That wasn't the point. The point was that it was funny.
Microphone on mute.
The point was that it was funny because I said it backwards. Put your mute on mic. Haha. You still don't get it? Put your mute on mic. I said it backwards. It should be put your mic off mute. Yeah? No, you don't get it. Do our introductions, boy. Do the introductions, boy. Dude, we hear you. Do the introductions. What are you doing? Okay, I'll do the introductions. Up here in the 1 o'clock position, we have the orange turn player, Steve. And down here, and oh my god, are you freaking stream cheating? You're cheating, Steve. Steve's a fucking cheater. Down here in the 7 o'clock position, we have our
Can you hear
pink.
me now?
Yeah, now we can hear you. I could hear you before. We have our pink Brotos player, the Salvador. Oh man, you guys all stream cheat. Big stream cheaters. I guess we're gonna have to stream this stupidly.
Oh wait. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, that's working.
Reis doesn't care if you watch, because he thinks he's gonna destroy your anus, Steve. Can the humans beat the predators? I don't know. Let's see if the predators get the laser gun and go for
I don't
scalping
know.
their
Maybe they
opponents
can.
alive.
You know they have these grenades that like explode and destroy everything.
Ready to get easy. Now the shit talking begins from Mr. Steve. This is for me. How is this for me? So that I can stop raging? Dude, that's the only reason anyone watches my stream. I have to, like, rage on purpose so that you guys watch. Otherwise, it would just me being fucking gloaty when I'm not raging. Like, oh, I suck at this game. Oh, I suck. Oh. Without rage, my stream doesn't have anything different than anybody else. Come on now. Anyways, now we have our Terran player doing normal build. Sebastian, cast, you fag.
I'm eating.
Eat more and then cast. Wait, no. Shove it up your ass and then cast and eat it that way. Eat it backwards, bro. Fuck GG.
Damn it, bro.
He's fucking raises GG in it. It's over. GG.
Well, though you were asking, I have actually played with Rain. I played
Don't
against him in beta. He
don't
totally raped me.
don't interrupt my GG.
So one rock expansion. That's actually safe. This is actually a pretty safe build. River to Arras, one Marine, beat a bunker, get a CC.
No, there's a Reaper out. GG. Jerks. Reaper paid for itself, kind
Versus,
of. He killed a probe.
yeah, the River has to kill like 2 probes to pay for itself.
Because he caused gas? Fuck that.
Oh yeah, he costs gas.
He only has to destroy the new Protoss player. Getting that scout
Who's
off.
this Protoss?
ReisSalvador. Mr. Robert Moore.
Oh,
The Terran players scouted the expansion, even though they're probably both stream cheating little fuckers. Up in the right-hand corner, we have the human player. Down in the left-hand corner, we have the robotic predator player. The robotic predator player has a robot thing that has 4 legs and runs around and shoots things. It looks exactly like a creeper, except for it shoots laser beams from its eyes instead of exploding in a self-destructive manner. Now, if we look, there's a bunker going up outside of the Terran player's base. He's going to fill it up with 4 Marines. I think these Marines are probably having a gay orgy inside, because why else would they sit in a bunker all game long? I think those Marines are sitting in there circle jerking right now. I think I can hear them. What's that, Captain Steve? You want us to sit in this bunker? Okay.
For fuck's sake. Now you're gonna have that.
We now have a crystal. We now have some sort of a
distracted
fucking
forever.
crystal monster that has it has this purple thing above its head, and I don't even. What the fuck does this thing even look like? It has a crystal for an ass, man. I mean, does it shit diamonds? I'm pretty sure Centuries shit diamonds now. Just throwing that out there. That thing has a crystal for a butthole. Back in our Terran
Those are
Placers base,
robots.
we have a thing that has a jetpack on its back. So I'm pretty sure if a Marine just shot a Marauder in the back like 3 times, he'd explode from all the compressed air that fires the giant concussive shells from his rifle. Then we see that we have the stim upgrade going down first before concussive shells or combat shield research, and we see a factory coming up finally. I wonder if we'll see bitch turbines this game. Probably not, since he's versus a Protoss player. We see that the Reaper did manage to get into the main base. He's getting attacked by a giant fucking floating alien thing that shoots laser beams. What the fuck is that? What do you think this is? War of the Worlds or something? We can see the
Also,
Protoss player already has 2 forges, so he's going for lots of quick upgrades, while the Terran player has no engineering base, so he's not going to have any upgrades. What to say? Oh my god, do you see it? The Marines got
this
done
is like
circle jerking.
Foxer, dude, but with Marines.
The
I mean,
Marine
brothers.
the Marines got done circle jerking, and now they're going to go for an all in.
Dude, the Protoss plane is such an old build. He's playing the super fast upgrades back from when the Foxer was the most common build. Now Foxer actually kills these because they only have
Yeah.
3 warp gates.
Well, all ins destroy everything. Although he does, yes, like you say, he has 3 warp gates and he has a Twilight Council going down, but he's not going to be able to hold against this many SCVs. These SCVs are going to tear his little alien. What the hell is that? There was blue things, then all of a sudden there was units there. Those force fields, clutch micro. Yes, the Terran player has to retreat because the clutch micro of the Protoss player. Oh my god, the force fields that had a space in between them. Pro-Seth move. Oh my god, the Terran player is pushing it again. He's now got his Reaper at the front. The Reaper gets zapped with the big laser beam thing that's coming out and destroying him. Oh my god, there's. I don't know what to say. I'm out of funny things to say. I'm sorry. Good force field. Run up the ramp. Die to photon overcharge
I
because it has 13 range and it's awesome.
I personally think he should have waited for Photon Overcharge to run out.
He probably should have. And now he's just stimming his units to death. I guess the Terran player just doesn't really care, even though he is rallying up all of his units to the other base, which is a little odd. But if we go ahead and look at the unit count, the Protoss player is severely ahead on probes. Even with the mule, it doesn't matter. The
Yeah, but you
income.
have to think that there is a third now.
Yes, but the income is still highly ahead, at least for now, for the other player. We see double engineering bay go down for the Terran player because the Terran player is now preparing to go into the longer game. He needs to put some more Marines back in the circle jerk bunker. Just make sure they scrub it out first. He's now walking his units into the main
He's
of the
still
enemy.
rallying all the units there.
What a pro move by Steven. Steve, really, man, good job. We now see an immortal out to counter those Marauders. It does a lot of damage because Marauders count as armored, and it does 55 with 1 upgrade to armored bitches. We see a robotics bay coming down, but we don't know what's going to come out of that. Colossi will be useful against Bioball, but they won't be that great against the high Marauder count Bioball. Now, if we look back to our Terran player, he has no one in the Circle Jerk bunker. Oh, we now see
And
medevacs coming
he
out, so I
was
hope
supply
Rays.
cap.
So I hope Rays is going to be ready for these drops that are coming. Psst, psst, psst. Heading towards your third, but they could use their photon aftercharge at any time. We have more diamond butthole things over here and zeal aughts with a giant fucking cannon. I mean, that thing looks like an artillery. What the hell is this thing? The drop is now
The
going
drop is
down at the
there.
third. And there's another. Oh, I thought he was going to drop some in the main as well. I thought he was going to boost off and drop
Yeah.
in the main. That would have probably been a
Why
good
did
move
he
there,
use
Steve.
boost? He just burned it.
Yeah, you wasted the boost. You should have went in the main, killed all of his stuff. Time to leave, Steve.
Rune!
Reprieve. Too bad. Afterburner has a boost up. He has another Marine headed to the main. Is it going to get a kill? Is it going to pay for itself? It is not going to pay for itself before it dies like a bitch to the fucking giant cannon monster. Oh my god! 2 shots and it's dead. We now see the first Colossi in the field, but we still have medevacs running
The
around.
Protoss is no, the Protoss is supply low.
One
He
of the
has a Colossi there, not doing
one
anything.
of the biggest problems with this Protoss player is that he is not able to. One of his biggest faults, at least that he says to me, is that he's not able to split his army efficiently to deal with multi-pronged harass. So Steve is going to be getting the advantage because by using this, he is forcing the other player's APM to spiral down into failure mode.
But I want to make a note. The 2-2 of the Protoss just finished up, while the 1-1 of the Terran is just going to. The
But
one armor is like a little over halfway done.
but the Terran has retaken the income advantage and the food advantage,
Yeah.
following that drop harass. If we look at units lost, it's actually relatively even. The Protoss player has lost only 50 more minerals than the Terran player. However, this multi-pronged harass that's incoming is probably going to vagina rape the Protoss player. If we look at Steve's vision, Steve has seen where the forges are. I'm surprised he hasn't gone in to attack the tech before some of these next upgrades finish off. He has the medevacs, he has the army out of position at the third. I would have expected him to drop, kill the forges, and stop the build basically cold in its tracks. This heavy upgrade build. We now see the Protoss player running
Well,
around
that
with a
build
lot of
is actually
sentries.
useful against mass Marines, because right now the Marines are doing 2 damage against Guardian Shield Zealots
Well, we now
because of the upgrades.
Well, we now see Vikings coming out to combat the Colossi, and a lot of barracks is going down. So it looks like Steve is going to take his fourth behind this, as well as get a lot more production infrastructure. Blink is saying GG all, and then he leaves the game. And then he left the party. And then he fondled men's ball sacks. The Terran player is only getting one of the upgrades right now. I'd like to note that he's only getting the weapons upgrade, not the armor upgrade.
He got the army out of position though, so he could actually steam the fuck out to kill that next time.
Well, I'm just saying that he could.
Or not anymore.
I'm just saying that he has 2 of the engineering base, but he's letting one sit, not getting. Well, he has plenty of money for upgrades. He sees the Colossi. He's getting Vikings to counter the Colossi. Oh man, this game is really interesting, guys.
Notice how he's 3 checkless and 3 reactors.
Now, let's see. These are all reactors going down, so it looks like, oh, nope, there's some tech labs. So he's still going to keep a nice ratio of Marauders to Marines. I'd assume it's going to be more Marauder heavy. As we can see, it is very Marauder heavy. If we look at the unit count, we have 20 Marauders to 27 Marines, so that's still very heavily in the Marauder. That's almost a 1-to-1 ratio of Marauders to Marines, but that helps against the robotic Stalkers and Colossi and Sentry.
He said he forgot Kankasai, but it's irrelevant really. It takes 1 minute to research.
Yeah, it takes not very long to research. And it doesn't cost many minerals at all. He's going to jump in, try to attack some Vikings. He didn't get a snipe one, although he did cause some hull damage to one. He's now going to attack the third. I'm surprised he didn't load up into the medevac to prevent the Protoss player from coming from behind and force fielding him in and then killing him. But it appears that he isn't actually going to attack the third. He's just going to shuffle around it like a big baby. I'm also surprised to see that he's using a supply depot to block rather than an engineering bay block. And he allowed the supply depot to finish, but that's okay. We now see the food count for the Terran players essentially 200, whilst the food count for the Protoss player is only 169. 69 is the best number, however, so the Protoss player has the advantage. I don't know what the 1 stands for. Maybe a dude standing behind them and jerking off while they're 69ing. But 69 was in there, and that's all that matters.
Look at those 10 Vikings, dude.
Look at them!
There's not
Look at
really
them
that
destroy
much up
those
here.
colossi. Those colossi are going down. He's just going to stim and kite with his marauders. He's splitting them as well. Oh my. But actually, the Protoss player is doing better than expected with the amount of Colossi, but the Colossi are finally getting whittled down. The Sentry are not using Guardian Shield, which would have been very helpful in that engagement, as well as maybe perhaps
Really helpful.
better force fields, and now the Marauders are chasing him down with Stim. The food count actually evened out in that engagement. If we go ahead and look at the units lost, it's actually favoring the Protoss player at this point. The Terran player has lost about 1,500 more minerals than the Protoss player. However, the food count, essentially on infrastructure, is still favoring the Terran player. The Terran player also has a larger bank right now than the Protoss player.
I must say I'm amazed to not see Hellbats, considering how many settlers there were. And that they are bio, so they can be healed.
We now see shield research going up. So he actually ended up getting all three upgrades before starting any type of shield upgrades. We see that we do have charge lots. We see that there's too many probes in the main base for the Protoss player. And we also have Storm, although I have yet to see any Storms thrown down. The research is out, but he's only used them for Archons this far. Steve's making a very bold move. He's throwing down a lot more barracks, but it looks like he also wants to expand to the high yield in the center. No, he's only using that on patrol to scout. We have more gateways and a lot
Only
more
goes
robotics facilities going
BMP.
down. So it looks like the Protoss player is going to want to get lots and lots of Colossi out very quickly. Terran is now on 5 bases. The Protoss has just started his fourth. Well, it's about halfway done.
Yeah.
We see this engagement incoming.
This could
Nope.
really rape the Protoss player right now because he has EMP and everything else. He even has Vikings for the two Colossi. That's not really a scary army from the Protoss. Especially if the Terran actually got Hellbats. He's playing a really Wings of Liberty style, going just pure normal units. Getting +3 attack for Vikings rather than getting Hellbats.
You know what? I'm surprised that we hadn't seen remade yet. The Mothership Core. That time warp ability is still very useful, as well as the photon overcharge if they're going to run in and attack a base.
Yeah.
The force fields, I think, actually hurt the Protoss player because they didn't allow the Zealots to get a larger concave there. But
Yeah, Zealots got
he did
wrecked
end up
there.
wiping out the army. He needs to target fire those Vikings if he doesn't want to lose his Colossi or pull his Colossi back. But he did fairly well.
Look
Push
at
back the
those
Terran player.
Marauders, dude. Who they think they are? They walk like, oh, there's a Protoss army. I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm walking by.
Okay, is it just
Nope.
me or can you not zoom in? Because I can't zoom in. Can you zoom in? I can't zoom
It's you. It's you.
in. I can't zoom in. It's just scroll mouse wheel up, right?
Yeah, you have to, but you have to enable it. It's an option. I
Oh,
don't recall where
I really have
exactly.
it turned off then. Wow, because I wanted to zoom in and look at the blood stains of all the Terrans that lost their lives, all the humans that showed that human innovation cannot beat alien power. Let's be true to ourselves here. You came into this situation thinking too highly of yourself, humans, and that's why you died. I'm surprised that the Terran player decides to keep attacking this base, which actually it has a back door which he could attack, but he hasn't yet. And neither of them have shut the collapsible rocks. But on top of that, I find it funny that he keeps engaging in this choke where if he does attack that third base, he gets his entire army trapped unless he tries to run out that back door. Whereas he could attack the fourth, and there's not a really good concave position at the fourth for
Yeah.
the Protoss player.
What I would like to see, considering how much income the Terran has, is to actually saturate that and that base gases, and switch to battle cruisers because he has 3-3 attack.
He
I mean,
al-
3 attack for
he also needs
pieces.
to sack some probes, which I think he's going to do now, sack some SCVs, because the mules will allow him to supplement his income enough.
Yep. And our barracks needs to get either a check level or a reactor because they're like la la la. I don't need anything.
It's funny because Steve has left the circle jerk bunker alive the entire game. I guess that he doesn't want to scrub it clean.
Nah, it's just it's like the shit in your sink, dude. Nobody wanna clean that.
I cleaned that with bleach and I still felt dirty.
But you see, if he had helmets now, the helmets will literally rape those zealots.
Yeah, all he needs is to lead with his Hellbats, but instead he's leading with Marines, which are getting eaten up by the Colossi. But if you look, the Viking count is amazing. So these Colossi are all going to die. Although, if I honestly
They
think
are
that
actually.
the Terran player would have done better to pull back his ground-based army because he lost all of his ground troops in that engagement.
Dude, look at the production. 14 Marines at a time and 7 Marauders.
Compared to 3 Colossi of our Protoss
At a
player.
time. That's quite insane. Now look how much he's floating. He literally had... That's why I'm telling you, he could actually switch to Battle Cruiser and Yamato the fuck out of this army because it's mainly Zealots and Colossi. There's not really that much anti-air at all. Like, granted, he could get Stalkers, but with +3 attack Battle Cruiser, I don't think that will be reliable. Either way, look at how those SCVs are really bold and they are going into the attack. That's how OP they are. They already took the shields out. I'm still amazed to not see Storm coming down from the Bros player. He has it Ranger, but he has not used it at all.
He had an entire army of Templar before the last engagement where all the Colossi went down outside of the Terran player's base, but he didn't call down any storms. He still managed to take out the entire ground army, but if he would have used those storms, he may not have had to lose his Colossi because he could have pulled them
Yeah.
back.
Or he could have stormed the Vikings and actually
And now
allow them to
he's gonna
survive.
lose his fifth, which is one of his 3 mining bases, although his third is getting mined out, and his fourth base is still doing fairly okay, and they're going to call GG from the Promise player.
GG!
GG!
No, wait, I have it here. I have it here.
Mine's longer.
Yeah, it's way longer. No, I have the Korean as well.
Korean version much better than American version. American version is pretty shit.
Especially with the yaw at the end. That's what make it better. Well, actually, Steve created 99 SCVs.
Yeah,
99.
I bet he didn't get a star for that one, fucker.
Okay, what is this bullshit? Facebook is asking me where they went to university. What the fuck?
Maybe you didn't go to university. Maybe you're just stupid.
Maybe I didn't put that information in the thing because of reasons. Okay, so tell me, commentator, Pastor Patrick, what do you have to say about that game? What is your opinion about it?
I don't know how the humans pulled it out. The aliens had them on the run. They had the superior technology. They had giant walkers that fired laser beams and turned the humans into ash, and yet failed so miserably.